I'm going to talk a little bit about using Boolean search strategies when searching EBSCOhost. So what I will do is start from the Seton Hill web page, show you how to get to EBSCOhost, and then explain how Boolean search strategies work. So here we are at the Seton Hill web page. Right there you can choose Library. And you'll see that it takes us to the Seton Hill Reeves Memorial Library page. Now, the area that we want to deal with is EBSCOhost, and that is articles, so you want to choose Find Articles. And you can see that the first database that we have listed is EBSCOhost. So what you want to do is click on EBSCOhost and then log in. And since we are using a laptop and we're not mobile, I'm going to choose EBSCOhost Web. And this takes us to the EBSCOhost database. Now, for our intents and purposes, I'm just going to choose the first database, which is Academic Search Elite, and then continue. The first thing I always suggest that someone do when using EBSCOhost is not to use the first search page, but to choose Advanced Search. And the reason for this is, as you can see, there is one space for entering your search information. If you choose Advanced Search, you have multiple spaces, and as you can see, you can add additional rows. It also gives you the opportunity to make other selections for your search. So if we scroll down here, we have the different search modes. What I usually suggest down here for a beginner is to choose full text, because when you're doing this searching, you want the full article. You don't want to have to find the citation and then track down the article. So we have full text already checked, and these are our areas that we're going to fill in. And as you can see, they are connected with what are known as Boolean search limiters, and or not. To give you an example of how they work, let's look at a screenshot of Boolean search strategies. The first one is and, the second is or, and the third is not. And this uses a Venn diagram to show the different types of results you would get when using these. And I've chosen apple and pie as the two words I'm going to search for. If you chose and as your Boolean search limiter and you searched for apple and pie, it would do the search and it would only give you hits that did contain both apple and pie in them. So as you can see, it's rather limiting as to what you would find. If you chose or and did a search for apple or pie, you can see it would give you all hits that contain apple, all hits that contain pie, and all hits that contain apple and pie. So that is the broadest limiter you would get. If you chose not, so we're searching apple but not pie, it would look for anything that had apple in it, but if any of those hits included the word pie, it would remove those from your search hits. So not will limit it somewhat, or will give you a broad range, and will limit it most of all. So let's go back to our search and show you how this works. First word I'm going to search is education, and EBSCOhost will give you different suggestions. I'm going to stick with mine, and I'm not going to limit to any field. As you can see, you can limit to alt text, to author, to title, but for our use, not selecting one is fine. So I'm simply going to choose full text articles that contain the word education. And by doing that search, you can see that we came up with well over, close to 400,000 hits. That's too many to deal with in any good way because nobody is going to look through that many, and you may miss some good ones that could be hidden there. So I am going to add another word. I want to limit it to Pennsylvania, and I'm going to use the Boolean search word and. So we do a search there, and you can see that we're coming in just under 6,000 hits, which is a much better number than we originally had to deal with. But it's still not enough for me, so I'm going to include not as the next one, next Boolean search word, and I'm going to put in public. So I'm interested in education in Pennsylvania, but not public education. And we do this search, and we could see that it's down to 48,029. If that's still not enough for you, you can choose another row. And I'm going to use and then search for Westmoreland. And if I do a search at this point, you'll see we have a very easy to deal with 4 results. So understanding how to use the Boolean search strategies, being able to think through the search you're doing, and understanding how to use the advanced search should help you very much in taking a broad number of hits and continuously narrowing them down to something that's helpful to you.